Hi there, stampers and crafters, and welcome to my online class. My name is Tammy White from stampwithtami.com, and today we're going to be doing some different blending techniques, both with blending brushes from Stampin' Up, as well as a brand new set of natural tone Stampin' Blend markers, which are alcohol markers from Stampin' Up. And we've had alcohol markers for several years, but the natural tones, which make great skin tones and they make great hair, and they do a lot of other great coloring natural tones, hence the name, are brand new. They're available now to demonstrators and a demonstrator kit. And February 1st, which is just next week, they'll be available to customers in my online store. So I'm really excited to be playing with them. Once I started playing with them, I really couldn't stop. I put a short video up yesterday sharing a color chart with all the different blending options. There's 10 different markers here, and they're sold in combos. You can right now you can actually during this promotion purchase them all at once with one button, which we love that, right? But after that, they will be available in the new annual catalog, and you'll be able to purchase them in combo sets of 2, and they are amazing. And blending brushes, which are also super fun. We're going to play with these today. I'm going to share a couple different techniques using blending brushes. I'm going to share ombre backgrounds, how to do some silhouettes, as well as some masking techniques. So we're going to have a lot of fun. I am using this new collection that the Stampin' Blend markers come from. It's called All Together, and this collection again is available now to demonstrators, and it'll be available next week, February 1st, 2022, in my online store. And everything but the markers will be while supplies last, but the markers will be coming back out. I had a lot of fun with this collection, and I have an entire series of All Together projects that I'll be sharing both here on YouTube and Facebook, as well as on my blog. So if you're only watching on YouTube, you want to check stampwithtami.com because you're missing a lot. I do videos once a week, but I post on my blog all the time and on other social media. So I have already posted part 1 card, and you'll be able to download the instructions for that on my blog. Today's projects are part 2 in the series, and we're actually going to make 3 cards today. And you can download the instructions and the measurements for these cards at stampwithtami.com at the link in this video's description. Just click on the, if you're on YouTube or Facebook, just click on the link, boom, and you'll be able to download them right there. Try to make it easy for you guys. As well as if you're on YouTube, there is a supply list. And because I'm live, I am live streaming on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter now. Woohoo! So I have a free giveaway. All you need to do is drop a comment here on the video, no matter which channel you're watching, and you don't have to be live. You might be watching the replay anytime up until February 11th. You can drop a comment and be entered to win. The prize that I'll be giving away for this class is the Sweet Conversation stamp set, which is a really fun candy heart set. I have played with that in the past, so you can get lots of ideas with that on my blog and in my videos. And so all you need to do is drop a comment. But if you share this video onto social media, onto Facebook or Pinterest, and type the word shared into the comments, I will enter you a second time. And I appreciate you sharing the love. I love sharing with you guys, and I love it when you guys enjoy it and share it back. So thank you for that. And thank you for watching. If you're new, be sure to hit that subscribe and like button so that you don't miss out on any of the future classes. Okay, let's get started. So we're going to start with card number 1, which is this one. I'm going to share an ombre background featuring the blending brushes. And I'm gonna go into more details on the natural tone markers and share how to use them when we get to the next projects. But for now, I'm just going to move those out of the way. We're going to work with the blending brushes first. And so let me share the stamp set that I'm going to be using. This is from that All Together collection. This is called Here Together. I love it. I love the sign language on here, the promise and the love. And we have a die set here that we'll be using the words on the next card. But you see it has dies to cut out. They match the pieces in the stamp set. So a nice combo there on that. And this also has designer series paper that comes along with it. Some of it has some printed hands, which we'll be using on the next card. There's some nice backgrounds on here. It's 6x6. It's double-sided. And I will be using that on the background of this card and actually on all the cards. Okay, so you can get more details on that on stampwithtami.com. And if you absolutely love it, like I do have a kit that is available from now to Monday. The January 31st is the deadline on this, where you can get the whole collection. And it's a great offer. You also get 2 free celebration sets, which is an amazing deal in itself. And you'll get all of the Stampin' blends as well, all the new Natural Tones Stampin' blends. Okay, so ombre background using blending brushes. So the blending brushes actually come in a set of 3. I'm just going to, for the first card, I'm actually just using this one. One beautiful thing about these, I don't know how well you can see this. You can probably see it because it's got a little color on the top now, is that this is a very, very fine, it's an actual brush. And it's not like a foam top like our sponge daubers are. So there's tons of super soft bristles in here. And you can rub the color right off of them, so you can use this in multiple colors. You can use the same one in multiple colors. It's reusable. I kind of tend to keep one for like my yellow and red tones, and then one for my blue and purple tones, and then one for green tones. That's just me, but you can use the same one in different colors. All you got to do is wipe it off on your scrap paper in between, which I'm actually going to be doing today. So I'll share how I did that. So the colors that I'm going to use on this first card, kind of I don't know, kind of sunsetty bright colors here. I've got Mango Melody, Calypso Coral, Pumpkin Pie, and Poppy Parade. And I'm going to use basic white on the first card. Welcome aboard, everybody. It is great to see you. I am looking at Doreen, who is a fellow Bostonian. It's great to see you. And I hope you stay safe in that storm, too. We are having well, so they say we're having a big storm. Starts, I think it starts tomorrow, but I know a lot of you on the East Coast are bracing for that. Good times. Always love a good snowstorm in the middle of the winter. I know the grocery store loves it when they predict a big storm because, you know what I'm saying? Everybody goes grocery shopping. Today's going to be a madhouse. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the blending brush. I'm picking up some of the ink. This is Mango Melody that I'm starting with. I'm going to start off the side, just off the side of this basic white cardstock when I add the color. And the reason why I'm starting just off the edge to add the color is because sometimes I get this line here when I first start, and that way it doesn't get into my project. It happens on the scrap paper that's underneath it. You can go as dark as you'd like with the color. Again, this is Mango Melody that I'm starting with. And I started with the lightest of the colors, and then I'm going to work my way darker. So the next darkest color, and I'm just going to rub some of this off here, is Calypso Coral. I'm going to pick up some of that and again start off the edge just like I did. And actually I'm going to go down a little bit lower because I'm going to do 4 colors on this one. I want to have a little bit of room. So this is going to create some ombre. See the 2 different colors there blending together. And to get a nice blend, just keep rubbing right in there. So now there are several different ways that you can do this. I work in a circular motion, but you can also do a linear motion back and forth. But you want to get that line where it blends really good. And then if you find like right here, I might want a little bit more blending, I can go back to that mango and blend a little bit more there too. So that there's a nice seamless blend as it gets to the darker colors. So the next one I'm going to pick up here is some Pumpkin Pie. I'm just going to flip this around. I'm a lefty, so I'm trying to work so that you guys can see what I'm doing. It's really hard for me because as a lefty, we like to write like this, and that doesn't work when I'm doing a video because then you guys can't see what I'm doing. And I want you to be able to, you know, especially if you haven't seen these before and not quite sure how they work, I want you to be able to see how they work. Now the Pumpkin Pie is going to give me like a nice orangey tone. And now I'm blending it with that Calypso Coral, so we have a nice look there. I might even add a little bit more Calypso in here. And then I'm going to finish it with the Poppy Parade. Now the Poppy Parade, I really just worked around the top, the very top here, but I wanted that to be really, really dark, so I layered that. So layering is another way that you can get like a nice rich color. Just keep adding on to it as you go. Just make sure you blend it in real good. Okay, and then when I'm done, I've got my ombre look here. Now see this line right here? This happens when, this is one of the reasons why I like to start kind of off. If I didn't start off, sometimes I get that line. That is the reason why I like to start off. I'm actually gonna, off the paper when I say that, I'm actually gonna work a little bit of Calypso Coral in there. I find if you just keep blending, it usually works out just about any blemish, which that pretty much did. Perfect. So that is our ombre background. Now I'm going to share how I created the silhouette look. So the first thing I'm going to do is take that stamp set, and that is the Here Together stamp set, which is part of that new collection. Again, that's part of my kit. The whole collection will be available in my online store next week on February 1st. And it's a super great one. Stay tuned to the end of this video. I'm going to share some more ideas with this set. And don't forget, I've got a full series on my blog, so you don't want to miss that either, because there's some great, and I have more coming. I have a couple more coming this weekend. Okay, so I'm going to take those hands. We've got the love there. I've got Memento black ink, but on this particular project, you could use Stays On black ink if you wanted to. I'm going to go, and now I want my hands to be up a little bit higher than the wrist of the image actually shares. And I'm going to share how I did this in just a minute. I'm not ready to put that away just yet. So then I'm going to take this little burst here. Aw, thanks, Betty. I'm glad you're enjoying all of the ideas with this, with the suite. I mean, with the collection. It's just, it's a great one. It's very different. I love the diversity in it. And I love the sign language with the hands. So I've got my images stamped. Let's put those aside. Now we're going to work on the silhouette. Now the silhouette you can do with the Stampin' Blends marker. If you have the black collection of Stampin' Blends markers, I'm actually going to use a Stampin' Write marker. And if you're not sure what the difference is, Stampin' Write markers from Stampin' Up, they're water-based. So regular markers, and they color really nicely. They have two different tips on them. The Stampin' Blends markers, which we're going to use on the next card, are alcohol based. So they're slightly different. They're made to blend. They're a different, completely different medium as far as ink goes, and they can do some different things. Lots of unity. You are so correct, Jeannie. She says this collection signifies unity to her, and it absolutely does. So now I'm taking this marker and extending the arms on it, so my arms are a little bit longer, and then I am literally going to color in the entire image with the black marker, and that's going to give us our silhouette. It's that easy. I know some of you are probably like, wow, like there was some complicated technique. Nope. Literally just coloring it in with a black marker. And again, you can use either of the marker mediums there, the alcohol or the water-based, to do it. But if you are going to use the alcohol, basic black alcohol markers, you do definitely want to use this Memento black ink. If you used Stays On ink with those, the alcohol markers, it bleeds. Definitely anytime you want to do alcohol markers, you want to use that Stays On. It's kind of cool looking just in itself, right? Well, I know for those of you who are bracing for this storm this weekend, it is a great time to be sitting at home crafting. It's a great time to get those inspirational juices flowing. Definitely check out stampwithtami.com for some more ideas so that you guys can hunker down and watch the pretty snow and do some crafting. That's one beautiful thing about storms that I love. I love to sit inside and watch it snow and craft. Okay, and so we've got our background done here. We've got our silhouette with our hands, and basically for card number 1, that was our basic techniques here. We've got the ombre background, and then I'm just going to take some seal adhesive and attach. Patty's asking where you're from. I am located in Massachusetts, so I'm a New England girl. Now you can attach this. This is some of the designer paper that's part of that collection, and you can attach that with dimensionals if you wanted to, if you wanted to add a little pop to it. But I'm just going to touch this particular card flat, and we're going to take some classic MAC dots, and we're going to add black dots. The one thing I love about these classic matte dots is we've got white, we've got vanilla, and then we've got basic gray, and then we've got black. So we've got a little bit of variety there. So I start with this burst, and I added the smaller black dots to every other burst on there, to every other line in the burst, I guess is more accurately description. And card number 1 is complete. Love it, right? And it's an easy one, right? We've got an easy one. We've got, nice ombre background on here, and a little bit of silhouetting. They're all easy, actually. I try not to do anything too overly complicated. All right, so for cards number 2 and 3, I'm also going to be doing some ombre background, but I'm going to be doing some masking. These two pieces are actually, they're created together. So I'm actually going to create these 2 cards at the same time. And then we're going to be doing some coloring here with the natural blends. So I'll get into the natural blends when we start the coloring portion. But let's get started with our ombre background with these colors, and I'll share how I did this masking technique. Believe it or not, this card doesn't have any rubber stamping on it. So the first thing I'm going to do is take some scrap. And on this card, the last card I was just using basic white cardstock. This time I'm using a shimmery white. And I'm not sure that the camera is going to pick up the shimmer in this so much. But in person, it's got a nice shimmer on it, and it's really pretty. So it's a great way to do to add a little special something to your projects without having to do any extra work, I guess. So I'm going to go ahead and attach, this is an adhesive sheet, and this is just a scrap of the basic white cardstock. I'm just going to attach some of that adhesive sheet right to the back. So the back of this shimmer white is now, it's got an adhesive sheet, and what that means is that it's gonna make this cardstock a sticker. That off. When I do my die cutting, I'm just going to pretend we're going to cut the hands out at the same time. So now this adhesive sheet on the back made it a sticker. No matter what I cut out of it, it's going to be sticky on the back, right? So I've got my die cut machine. Now I'm taking the die set that goes with the stamp set, and I'm going to take the words "Here for you" from this one. Hence, it's actually the name of the dies, "Here for you." So we're going to be using the namesake, and I'm going to place it right on top of that shimmer white cardstock. Oops, my cutting pad's underneath here. We've got a die cut machine. I'm just going to cut that right out. And then when we're done, this just pops right out. Now the words, and I'm going to point out a little something in these words. They've got these spaces in the font that you can either, if you're really careful, you can keep them in or you can pop them out. For this card, we're going to pop them out. And we're also going to pretend that we just cut this out from the die set as well from the shimmer white. So just bear with me through the magic of video. Boom, we've cut all that out. We are here for you. And I'm going to take and poke out those pieces. Now, depending on what cards I'm working with, sometimes I try to leave these pieces in. But for this particular one, I want to poke them out. You can also use the die brush to poke them out too. And for those of you who are tuning in late, welcome. Welcome. Thank you for joining me today and joining our class if you're live or if you're watching the replay. And don't forget to hit that like button. Appreciate that. And we are working with the All Together collection today from Stampin' Up and doing some blending techniques. So right now, the next technique that I'm going to be sharing is Ombre, which I shared with the first card. You'll want to rewind and watch that if you missed it. I'm going to share an ombre background, but I'm also going to do a really cool masking technique with that. All right. So this shimmer white background panel is going to become the top of the hands card, the love hands card. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to peel that adhesive sheet backing right off the back of it. Remember I said it's going to turn it into a sticker? Boom, here we go. Got one more of those little pieces that didn't come out. So now this is a sticker. I'm going to place it in the center but towards the top. And up to you if you want to go. Let's do an angle this time. I did not do an angle last time, but I feel like doing an angle this time. There we go. Oh, Melinda, you are just in time. She says, I love the markers with that collection. She's referring to the natural tone markers, and we're almost leading up to that part of the class. So I think you're going to enjoy that part. I love them too. So now I'm going to bring in my next colors that we're going to use on this card, and that is Balmy Blue, Misty Moonlight, and Blackberry Bliss. And I do use, like I said, I do use a different brush for the darker tones. It's totally up to you. Some people use a different brush for everything, but you can just wipe off the color and then use it in a new one. For my yellow orangey tones, I have one for my blues and purples, and then for my greens. That's just the way I do it. I'm going to start with the lightest of the colors, which is the Balmy Blue. Again, off the edge. Every time when I put that down, I'm putting it down off the edge, and the reason for that is so that I don't get marks. And if I do get marks, even if I am doing that, I'm just going to keep on blending. The more you blend, the more you work them out. And you can go in a circular motion here, or you can go in a linear back and forth motion. You can do a little of both. I'm both layering this Balmy Blue and I'm working up the card just a little bit. And oops, see, I got a line right there because I wasn't paying attention. So I'm going to try to blend that in. Now we've got these words down there pretty good with the adhesive. So they're not going to pop up. That adhesive sheet that I put on the back of them is going to hold them down pretty good. Okay, now I'm going to just kind of wipe off that, but because I'm moving into a darker color, it's not as important to wipe it all off. I'm moving to the Misty Moonlight, and going to work that in the next layer of our ombre. And I did layer that Balmy Blue pretty good, so I'm going to want to layer the Misty Moonlight as well. And as I'm going up here, you'll see that the words, they're also getting the ombre effect on them as well. So they'll be getting darker as we go up. I love this Misty Moonlight. It's almost like, it almost looks like denim to me. Now I'm just going to pick up a little bit more of that balmy blue and blend where the two meet. See if I can work out a couple of those lines that I got in there. And last but not least, I'm going to move into the Blackberry Bliss for the very top. Sorry, I'm going to try to keep my hands off of here. Oh, I love this. Blackberry Bliss is definitely up there as one of my favorite colors, I think. I think that's pretty good. I think we've got a nice ombre look there. I know I've got a little bit of a line over here. Let's see if I can work that out just a hair. Oops, I'm going to see if I'm going to take that balmy blue. See if I can blend it in just a little bit. Oops, we'll add some of that purple on there. Oh, we're going to have a really pretty effect going on here. It's all good. All right. So now I'm going to just start working on them. And again, like I said, I'm going to work on these two cards together because actually this is the coolest part right here. So we have our ombre background here. We've got our words. I'm going to pretend that we pre-cut the largest circle from the layering circles dies out of that same shimmery white cardstock. Any tips on getting ink off your fingers? Am I inky? I guess a little bit. Wash them? No, I mean, if you really don't want to get any on your fingers, you could wear gloves. Sometimes are better than others, I guess. It depends. Sometimes we're messier than other times. So, how cool is that, right? So that's the mask. That's the mask right there. Super cool, right? It looks like it was stamped on there, but it's actually, that's all one layer with the mask. And then our words I'm going to put on this shimmery white circle. Try to get it. There we go. Bada bing. And you see we have that ombre effect on here too. Pumice stone. Lori says pumice stone to get ink off. Good suggestion. Thank you for that. Hand sanitizer from Belinda. Get that ink off too. Thank you guys. I always love you guys. That's what we're here for, right? Okay, so we've got our ombre, we've got some masking. So those are a couple of techniques using the blending brushes for blending. Next, we're going to move into these natural tone markers. As I promised, we were going to play with these, and they're awesome. So these are all part of that All Together collection from Stampin' Up. Again, coming out February 1st to customers, available now in demo kits and 2 demonstrators. And I also have a special kit. If you're interested, you can get that. You can order that on my stampwithtami.com blog, and you get 2 free celebration sets, and it's awesome. You're also going to get a free class with more tips, more tricks, and more ideas with these, with the full set. There's 10 of these total. And if you guys saw my video yesterday with the chart, did you guys see that with the chart? When I made this chart really quickly on the video because I did it in about a minute. Sharing, so the natural tone blend markers, there's 10 of them, and they're numbered. So normally we have them by color, right? Grading apple green, misty moonlight. So the natural tones are by number, and they start with the darkest as 100, and right now they go all the way up to 1000 as the lightest. Now this chart, and you can make this, you can download this right on this video page, project page, and you can see that video there too, and on how to do this chart, but I'll show you really, really quickly. And what this chart is made to do here is you're going to take number 300, right? So that's right here, number 300. I also wrote them on mine too. And say number 400. So we're going to go down here to this, kind of like your squares, you know, your squares for the Super Bowl, just like that, right? So I've got 300, 300. So on the left, I'm going to do 300. On the right, I'm going to do 300. So then I've got 300, 400. And what we're going to take the 400, and then I'm going to do 300 on the left, 400 on the right, and that's going to give us, show the difference between those two. So basically, and then down here, we've got 400 first, and then 300. So when you're done with your chart, you are going to have every different color combination. And again, you can see the full, I did the full exact chart in super fast motion. I have that on this project page. Oops, sorry. I'm just going to do one more just to show. We're going to move over one. We've got 300, 500. So this is the 300 here. We're going to do 300. And then this is 500. And then down here, we've got 500 and 300. And then you'll go all through the chart with your blends. And like I said, when you're done, when you've done it all, you'll have every different combination of the markers. So really cool. As you can see, as they go down, these are all 100s on the right-hand side here, mixed together with all the different colors. So you can see the different combinations. And this is really great when you're working with something like I'm going to be working with skin tones right now. And so I can take a look at this chart and get an idea of what I want to, the colors that I want to kind of go with. If I want to go with something very contrasting, if I want to go with something closer together. So the stamping blends, they're alcohol markers. They're made to blend together. You know, I'm going to get a plain piece of paper underneath here just so you guys can see a little bit better. Anytime you're working with these, you always, always, always want to have paper underneath you because they are alcohol markers. They're very juicy and they're supposed to be very juicy. And you're going to get bleed through. Especially right now, I'm working with designer series paper. So this isn't as thick as basic white. One more tip, when you download your chart, you can get this for free on my blog. When you download the one that you want to work on, don't download it on printer paper. Print it on, you can download it to your computer, but don't print it on printer paper. Print it on basic white or shimmer white, either one of those. It makes a difference. The basic white really makes a difference. So here, and I'm just going to share a quick example of how I colored these. I'm going to go with 800s. 800 is a little bit lighter, and then maybe 600 right here to give a little bit of color to it. And then I'm going to do oops, where am I now? 500. I got them all out of order. This is why I did my numbers. I actually put labels on them for my own. So anywho, I'm just going to do one really quick. Now, because this is designer paper and not basic white, it is going to kind of bleed a little bit more than it would if it was on good paper. So just keep that in mind. I'm almost not going to go right up to the edge for that reason, just because this isn't the normal paper that I would be coloring on. So then I'm going to go 600, which, I'm sorry, that was 800. We're going to go 600. It's a little bit darker. Add this in here. And we'll get those tips going down. Here I'm going to highlight around. Again, I'm going to go up to the edge, but not right up to the edge with that. Just because this particular paper, it is going to bleed a little bit more because it's not basic white or shimmer white, which is what the blends were made to color. So now I'm going to take 300, which is a lot darker. And I'm going to do just a little bit here. And let's go back to that 600. I got this coloring, the idea for these 3 colors by using that chart that I just shared with you. I kind of looked at the chart when I was designing it, decided what colors I really wanted to work with. And then I'm going to end it off with the 800, which was the lighter color, kind of blend it all in. And so that kind of gives you a little bit of idea of how to use the tones here, the natural tones. And so Peggy says her printer doesn't print on a heavier weight cardstock, and you'll be using a lighter weight for your chart. If you do that, just keep in mind it's going to bleed a little bit more, just like I was kind of being a little bit careful with this designer paper, because it's not like, see, you can see how it goes right through the back. I've almost got a hand on that's actually kind of cool looking on the back. Anywho, just keep in mind that it's going to bleed a little bit more if you use regular printer paper as opposed to the basic white cardstock. And you can download those for free at stampwithtami.com. Okay, so I'm going to do 2 of these hands, and then I'm going to cut them out, and then through the magic of video, somewhere over here, I have my hands. At least I think I do. Oh, well. All right, we're going to go through the assembly of my other stuff, and somewhere I'm going to come up with my hands. Not these hands, but the ones that I cut out. You know what I mean. Okay, so we're making 2 cards at once here. And if you're tuning in late, you're definitely going to want to rewind and check these out. Huh. This is silver foil. And the silver foil, I cut out the largest scalloped circle from the layering circles, and I cut it out of the middle of this panel that's going to be hidden by designer series paper. And again, all these measurements and the supplies that I'm using are available on this free PDF that you will find on the project resource page. So you can simply go to stampwithtami.com, click on videos, or it's super easy, no matter where you're watching this video on, YouTube, Facebook, Twitter. Click the link in the video's description, boom, it will bring you right to this project page. So I try to make it easy. And you're going to get all of the different instructions for all of the series in this All Together series. Okay, so I'm just going to do a little quick search around, because there we go, found them. I'm like, I got hands around here somewhere. You know, throw them on the floor. So these are pre-colored, just the same colors that I just used in my example. And we're ready for assembly. So basic assembly on these. I am going to add a little bit of ribbon fun. So this one is, and it's actually Evening Evergreen is the color here for this window pane check ribbon. But I don't know, to me I see black. It's really dark and it blends well. And so I use this a lot on my black projects because I think it goes really nicely. And I'm going to use that on this one card. I'm just going to tie that up, attach that with some seal adhesive. Now, when I made this one, I said that Misty Moonlight looks a lot like denim. This one is actually denim. It is actually denim. I don't know if I have enough room, though, to put it on there. Do I have enough room for that, or should I put it down below? I'm not sure how I'm going to go with that one because I changed my orientation of the words for my example, so we'll see. But all of that ribbon is available. Everything I'm using today is available in my online store. So one-stop shopping. Like to keep it easy for you guys. And the Here For You circle is going to go right on here. So I guess we can start with that. We've got some seal adhesive. Go ahead and go Here For You. Bada bang. Some ribbon. Attach that over here. We'll finish up this one first. And then attach that to the silver foil that we cut the scallop circle out of. Just giving it a little bit of oomph there. You know, and also, I mean, that's wasted space, right? We were going to cover that up. So now it's one more way you get a little bit more out of your specialty paper. So for this one, we could go with the black dimensionals or the white dimensionals. I'm going to use black. And I'll just peel off those backings and we'll go ahead and attach them. Well, Lois, you're in luck. She's like, we did need some skin tone markers, and now we have them. Now we have them. We asked, they listened. I love that. I love that they listened to us. And topping this card off, I took some, these are in color jewels in our latest in color collection, because I thought that the fresh freesia, these are actually fresh freesia. Oh my gosh, I'm having a hard time with that one. Fresh freesia jewels went nicely with that, because the silver, to me, that silver foil has a little bit of a purple tinge to it. So I'm just gonna add those kind of randomly on the background, and that card is complete. And on this card, well, let's go ahead and put everything together but that ribbon, and I'll decide where I want to put that. So we've got our blended panel that we created originally. And oh, this card is not done. Oh my gosh. I'm circling back to this one, although it did look really great, right? I mean, it could have been done there. We need our hands, right? That was the whole point. We need hands to say we're here for you. I'm moving that dot. It's not in the right spot now that I've got to put my hands on. First I throw them around, and then I almost don't even put them on my card. What a dope. But that's part of the here for you, is that we have a hand. We're lending a hand, right? Okay. And they're popped up with dimensionals. Gonna put them right down there. So they're waving. They're letting you know I'm here for you. Now it's done. Oh, let's put this somewhere here maybe. Now it's done. Now it really is even better, right? I mean, it looked okay without the hands, but I really feel like the hands pull it together. They're like, yeah, I'm here for you. I am here for you. Now I look like I have something on my fingers, right? I guess I'll be using that hand sanitizer, right? Hand sanitizer or pumice stone were the ideas that we got for that. Okay, now back to this card. 2 and 3 we're making those together, we're making those at the same time. Okay, so this is going to go directly onto the basic black card base. I cut it the full length there. And we'll just so attach that. Okay, now what do we think here? We've got this. We've got our hands. Do we have? Yeah, I think I like it there. I think I like it on that side. What do you guys think? I mean, I could put it on the bottom, but then I feel like it takes away from the hands. I think I like it on the side better. And we have enough room there. I have just enough room there to do that. I'm just going to put it really close over here on the edge, so there's just a tiny reveal happening. And then these two are going to go on with Stampin' Dimensionals. These two I'll use white Stampin' Dimensionals for. And like I said, stay tuned to the end of this video because I'm almost done with this card. I've got some more ideas to share with you guys. Oh yeah, we get definitely the side wins. You guys all said on the side. I agree with you. I think it looks the best over there. There's still room for it. Now you can put this at an angle or you can put it straight. I did the original straight, so let's do this one at an angle just because. Shake it up a little bit. And then we'll put our hands, pop them up and put them down here. And our card is almost complete, but you know me, it's never really fully complete until it's got a little bit of bling. So let's add a couple of these. Actually, yeah, 2. We'll put 2 on there. Boom. Those are the classic matte dots that I just did on that one. All right, so this was the original, and this is the sample. A lot more of my balmy blue on my original, and a lot more of the Blackberry Bliss on the one that we just made. So you can see same colors but different. They came out different. I love it. I love it. All right, so here's our card, and I used some different designer series paper on this one, but these are the cards that we made today, and this one over here. If you're tuning in late, you want to definitely rewind so you can catch how to do the blending techniques I shared on those. I also have a full series happening right now on my blog using the All Together collection. So this here was the very first card that I shared in that series, and I have the instructions for this at stampwithtami.com. It's also linked in this project page. So this was project number 1, part 1 in that series. This is part 2 in that series. Part 3 and 4 will be publishing this weekend at stampwithtami.com, so you're going to want to check those out. Okay, so I'm going to move these aside and share. I'm also doing a swap with my Stamp It demonstrator group and friends, and so we had some really cool cards shared in that swap, so I thought I'd share a few of those with you guys too, just to share the ideas using more with this All Together suite. And this she stamped and colored the paper and then cut it out with those Stampin' Blend markers, so you can get some more ideas using the blends, different ways to use them. I love this. I love how she made the bracelet and the thumb rings on the hands. Very creative on that one. And here she colored some of the designer paper. So there was some white hearts that she colored red there, and just used the U from the die instead of the whole here for you. And then this last one, this is the last one I'm going to share for right now. This is gatefold, but it's a super fun gatefold. I love how she put that heart in the back. Excuse me. And this is the designer series paper, and it's colored with the Natural Tones Stampin' Blend. So like we said, it's great for skin tones, but it's also great for so much more than skin tones. So you really can see the colors used on that one. So definitely drop a comment and let me know which one of these is your favorite. Don't forget to check out the whole series at stampwithtami.com, the whole here to All Together series, so you can get the instructions on all of these cards. And I will be back next week with some more crafting fun. Thank you so much for joining me today, and have a great weekend.